Hello, I'm Steve Folland, and time for another weird week from Newslite TV. This week, leg raising, hair raising, house raising. But we start with the news that a spider could give you an erection lasting 4 hours. Now this isn't if you particularly fancy spiders. I don't know, no matter how amazingly flirtatious they are. No, this is a side effect of the venom of one, the bite of a spider. More specifically, the Brazilian wandering spider. Its venom could give you, I think we've got the idea with that. I'm sure you're thinking, how on earth did they find this out? I can only presume it was one heck of a scout camp where they had no need for tent poles. But by the way, gents, before you go and buy yourself a Brazilian wandering spider, were you so, inclined to perhaps keep one in your bedside table, I should also point out other side effects include serious pain, difficulty breathing, and possibly death. Although, if you got your name tattooed on your manhood before, at least you wouldn't have to pay for a gravestone. Next, a dog who can only eat while standing on 2 legs. Sadly, it's not as funny as it may seem. He doesn't spend all day, by choice, just hanging out in bars, propping them up, munching on peanuts and crisps, shooting a breeze with whoever might come in. No, this is Ronnie. Let's meet him. He's a 7-month-old Labrador Rottweiler cross. Yeah, no wonder he's cross. And he has an incurable disease called megasophagus, and bless him, that means he can't swallow liquid or food. So he can't swallow. So he has to stand up on 2 legs and let gravity do the work. Food goes in his mouth, gravity pulls it down into his stomach. Obviously this causes problems, but thankfully a lovely animal charity have built him this contraption which lets him stand up, because somebody has to blend his food into a jelly, drip feed it into his mouth. It takes about 20 minutes for each meal, 3 times a day, for that food to work its way down. The charity, by the way, in case you're interested, are really hoping that somebody has the patience and the room to take him on. So if you're interested, details on our website. Now, have you seen the film Up? Animated adventure, old guy attaches a load of balloons to his house, balloon drifts up in the air. And you've probably watched it and thought, how hard can that be? Well, thankfully, some engineers, scientists and 2 world-class balloonists have got together at an airfield just east of Los Angeles and found out for us. Take a look. This is brilliant. A lightweight 16 by 16 foot house was built and then attached to 300 coloured weather balloons, making it as high as a 10-storey building. They then took it to over 10,000 feet, flying for about an hour. It's all part of a new series called How Hard Can It Be? And that will be screening on National Geographic later this year. Now, going up and down stairs can be such a bore, can't it? I mean, we do it, but we don't really like doing it. Which is why some Japanese architect design type people have invented a house with stairs going up, but slides coming down. This is brilliant. Level architects say they were given the brief of designing a family home which would give the children memories which would last forever. And the result is a 3-storey family home which has stairs on one side and slides on the other. What next? A ball pool in the bathroom? Now come on. Next, the world's smallest computer, and it is ridiculously small, just 1 millimetre square. People with presumably very good eyesight at the University of Michigan tell us that it contains an ultra-low power microprocessor, a pressure sensor, memory, a thin film battery, a solar cell, also a wireless radio with an antenna that can transmit data to an external reader. So, in short, it can collect, store and transmit data. Why? Well, to start with, they're doing medical tests where they've turned it into an eye implant so it can be inserted in an eye and measure the progress of glaucoma. Genius! But really, It could be put anywhere, they tell us. You could use it for surveillance. You could put it into a structure to see how stable it is. You could put it into any object and make that object trackable, which, let's face it, would be very useful if you were particularly careless but liked to carry around needles near haystacks. But alas, we're out of time. No time to tell you about the product in Germany, which has apparently become quite a hit, with city dwellers who kind of miss the smell of the countryside. It's cow fart in a can. Yeah, genuinely. They must have cows with very good aim, I think. I wouldn't like to be the person who has to put it in there. And this is what happens to you if you spend too much time smelling it. Not really. This is the photographer who takes levitating self-portraits. Yeah, what you can't see is National Geographic stunt crew who have attached loads of helium balloons and are filming of it. No, not really. That's genuinely her artwork. But no time to talk about that. And no time, alas, to talk about a 91-year-old pensioner who knits breasts. Which is a pity. They're used to help teach about breastfeeding, apparently. Interesting colours, don't you think? Do you think that's what Upsy Daisy might look like when she's grown up? Is it wrong to even think that? Okay, forget that. And no time, actually no, let's make time to show you what happens if you get arrested by the police halfway through having your hair cut. You end up with a mugshot like this. I love that. Get more on those stories and plenty more besides across the week at newslite.tv. I've been Steve Holland. That was your Weird Week.